let's see. We have a few. We have some chats to jump into. We have Mackheimler, and we have Intergalactic Wrangler. So we're just going to wait for them to rejoin before we get started. So, watching these videos and reading the reaction of people in the Democrat Party just cements our conclusion that these people are essentially a bunch of crooks. No one is talking about the crime. Everyone is talking about the person who uncovered the crime.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone actually accused him of being a pedo. Yeah.
I don't think that's Nick Shirley.
Well, they said he's a pedophile because he was, in their words, he was banging down doors to look at children.
Well, that isn't what he asked when he first went in. He asked them about putting his child in the daycare.
Yep.
And I saw that video that he'd put out about that. And he was doing an investigative report, named his child and everything.
Yeah. So. And they just turned him away, right? Because he was coming with cameras and a mic, and they knew that they were doing something shady. If they were so concerned about the children, here's how you play it. You step outside the building and say, well, for the protection of the kids, we can't let you in. So where are the kids? And then they would insist, put away your camera, step in, and you can see the kids. Oh, they're the kids. Okay, fine. And then he steps out and says, well, we weren't allowed to film, but they were actually kids in the back.
Yeah.
None of that happened.
No.
None of that happened. The only thing that happened was a bunch of people peeping through the glass and asking why he wanted to come and register a child at a daycare.
That was hysterical. That's the last question you would expect to get asked from inquiring on putting a child in daycare.
Oh yeah. Why do you need to put your child in the
daycare?
Do you
want to do that? And that tells me you're not a daycare.
Exactly. That's a stupid question.
Yeah, you're not. You're not a daycare.
Yeah, you're not a daycare. So one thing that I've discovered with the live stream is that there's always a delay. There's always a delay, and whenever we go live and we think that people are actually following exactly at our same pace, it turns out that people are like far behind. Yeah. So I'm hoping that everyone who was on the old live stream catches on very quickly, because we're about to start talking or responding to the comments. So if you're joining us from the original live stream, here's what I needed to do. Let me know who's watching. Okay, just say I'm here, and then we can get started and just essentially have a conversation. Okay, we can have a conversation. All right, so
I got me blankie.
I
had a rough day yesterday, guys.
Oh yeah, so Patricia is back. So those of you who have been missing her, here's a time when you get to love on Patricia in the chat, because they've been sending their warm wishes and prayers, and yeah, they've been praying for you and and hoping for you to recover and come back to the show. We missed you. It felt so empty without you there. All right. Intergalactic Wrangler said he went to the wrong show for a minute. All right. So Mackheimler, I don't know if he's here yet. Okay, I think is he? Ah, jeez. Okay. All right. So let's start with the chat. Okay. I know that Mackheimler might not be here yet, but if you're in the chat, please let's know you're here. So Mackheimler says the left-wing media is 100% in on this fraud.
They've been told, shh, shh, shh. We don't talk about this.
Oh, well, here's what CNN did. Okay, so like one of the things that I like to do is when I say something, I like to prove that what was said was true. And Mackheimler is spot on. Here is CNN. Hold on. I hope I'm looking at the right one. Yeah. So here's CNN, and here they are trying to smear Nick Shirley.
Politics. But, honestly, you knock on the door of a daycare center and you're like, let me in, let me in. What do you expect people to do? In some of those cases, there were children in there. What do you want people to do in that situation? Open the door and say, come on in, when they know that the Somali community is under attack, is being threatened every single day? What is going on here?
Abby Phillips is pretending like we didn't all see the same video.
Under attack, being threatened, really?
Well, no, they want to be the victims. Okay, after robbing the American taxpayer blind, they want to play victim.
How dare you go there and investigate them? How dare you?
Exactly. Oh, the Somali community is being attacked, so don't investigate fraud when clearly these are the people involved in the fraud.
They're using the ICE mindset and flipping it onto the Somalia situation.
Oh, yeah.
But as reports come in that this is spread around the entire country,
yeah,
you're going to see a heck of a lot of people getting upset.
Oh, yeah. They are already. They are. So Intergalactic Wrangler, of course, he says that we covered the Ohio report. I hear Ohio is caught in the lies too. Yes, they are. Intergalactic Wrangler also says we need more freelance reporters doing this kind of thing. Welcome back, Patricia. Hope you're feeling better.
I am, and thank you.
Yeah, so please keep the chats coming. Okay, we broke into this second segment because we want to we're trying something new, and this afternoon a bunch of us, Intergalactic Wrangler, Canary King, basically brainstormed, and we figured that this might be a good idea to have one segment where we do the commentary on the stories, and then another segment where we relax and talk with you guys in the chat. All right. So CNN is still trying to smear. Let's finish this.
There or anywhere else as it relates to Medicaid, it should be rooted out, and whoever has perpetrated it should be prosecuted, no question. But, in the homeless shelters I run, we have daycare centers. If someone just showed up at the door banging to say, I want to, bring a child there, we would not let them in. We don't let people who are unauthorized come in to daycare centers. But a big part of this that we also have to note is there was no need for the president to say the horrible things he said about the Somali community.
Oh, yes. Don't say nothing horrible about these people. Stealing from us.
Well, let them rob us blind. Let them commit crimes. Let them ship billions of dollars to other countries and make contributions to terrorist organizations, and don't say a word about it, else you're racist.
It's like those groups of people that were going around shoplifting.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just needing bread and food to feed their families.
It's crazy. Let's see. McHeimler says, it's unreal. I'm scared about what people might do if people aren't thrown in prison over this.
There could be a really bad repercussion toward foreigners in the country.
Yes.
And that's something that I do not want to happen because we have legal immigrants here. But
So,
if in your neighborhoods you are seeing things that don't add up, report it.
yeah.
Call the FBI and report it. Don't bother with local police or state police because you don't know if they're complying with something that isn't being broadcast.
Yeah.
And maybe we all ought to do a little bit more investigation on businesses that's opened or taken over by foreign entities that, what exactly are they doing?
Well, I don't know if is
I
it
mean,
necessary? Like, like the point is it necessary to have special investigations when the IRS and the federal government should actually be doing their jobs? If you're paying for something, you need to have proof that that thing was being done. There have to be inspectors who go out there to make sure that there are actually kids at these locations. You do your audits, for crying out loud. While I was an analyst in trucking, I've been through two audits where I had to dig into records that existed way before I joined the company, and I was meant to be part of the audit. Okay, like that is what a federal government should do. The state government were warned; they were told there's fraud happening, and what did they do? Nothing.
one of the next things that you might hear about is how they're stealing money through food stamp fraud.
Mm-hmm.
That stores are reporting the intake of food stamps.
Yeah.
And that could be the next big thing.
Well, again, we're still going to hear the same complaints of fraud and people turning around and saying no, it's racist to ask for laws to be upheld. It just happens to be that these are Somalis who have taken advantage of the stupidity of the Minnesota government,
Or the bribery.
or the bribery, or the exchange of votes for looking the other way.
After the CDL thing came out, we found out in the state of Kentucky that 2,000 illegal aliens were issued driver's license illegally. So we've got a bunch of people driving around out there on our roads that ought not to be behind a steering wheel.
Yeah.
And it's putting everyone at risk. You get involved in a car accident with one of these people, they shouldn't have been driving.
Yeah. We saw that incident in Florida a few months back. And
one happened in Colorado and one in Washington State.
yeah,
All involving illegal aliens driving semi-trucks.
and then when you confront these people who issue these illegal CDLs, they say, well, the American citizens don't want to do these jobs, and the supply chain and the shipping companies need more immigrants to get into the system to help the economy. Besides that, immigrants built America. Like,
I want to know how many truckers were replaced with these illegal aliens,
yeah,
because there's got to be a bunch of them.
that's true.
And I'm just looking at this going, what in God's name is wrong with these people doing this? Because there can't be nothing more dangerous on a highway than somebody driving a semi that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because car versus semi always wins.
Yeah.
And they are horrific wrecks.
Yeah.
We have to work them.
Yeah.
I worked semi wrecks
Mm.
that involved in a vehicle, a car,
Yeah.
or a van hitting one, or the semi hitting them, and it's never a good outcome.
Yeah.
There are going to be dead people.
Yeah.
And that takes me to my number one pet peeve. Never pull out fast in front of a semi, an oncoming semi. They cannot stop like you do.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Wait for them to pass, then pull out.
Mm.
And I've seen that happen time and time again.
Oh, jeez.
Then you've got to go out and scrape the bodies up off the pavement.
Oh, crazy.
So that's what terrifies me about the illegals being behind the wheels of the semis.
Yeah.
Because that is a very dangerous situation.
Yeah. Intergalactic Wrangler says, fraud tourism. get your t-shirt. Huh. That's a t-shirt idea. Maybe I'll make one.
Ideal.
Maybe I'll make one. I'll think about it tonight. Minnesota, and then with a picture of Tim Walz.
But I think that this fraud thing is more widespread in a lot of different venues than what people even realize.
Yeah.
Because you've got hotels being turned over to them. You've got gas stations, little grocery stores, daycares, health centers, cigarette stores.
Yeah.
And all of them potential high fraud areas.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Intergalactic Wrangler says, my father was a truck driver most of his life. He got 2 1 million miles awards with 0 accidents.
Woohoo! That's amazing.
Most immigrants who come into the United States and go into trucking aren't truckers. And Intergalactic Wrangler's dad is a trucker. All right. He trucked all his life. He trained for it. And, he was great at it. But most people who come in and they're like, okay, I'm just going to go into trucking aren't truckers. They're just there to do a part-time job, do a short stint until they can move on to something else.
These people were issued CDLs without any training. No training. To get a CDL, you have to go through CDL training. And they were just handing them out. Here, you have one, you have one, you have one.
Yeah.
That's where the problem came in.
Yeah.
And then they turned them loose. I have a friend who's a trucker. And I asked him about it because I know he goes to a lot of truck stops. How many foreigners do you see driving the trucks? Do you know what he told me? There's a lot of them. So this has been going on for some time.
Yeah.
That they can't even speak English. You go into the store where you pay for your fuel.
Yeah.
And these people can't speak English.
So how do they read the signs?
They don't. They're using GPS to get to their locations.
Oh, jeez.
And they're not reading any signs. So if an exit gets shut down, they just drive right through it. So it's really dangerous. It is. All
right. So while you guys are posting more comments in the comments section, we decided that we want to take a look at what's going on in Iran. So here's the reports coming out of Iran. We talked about it a couple of days back, and it turns out that right now the IRGC, I think that's the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, is using live firearms on protesters, and there's footage here that covers it. It's short. There's not much of lengthy videos that gives us a full context coming out of Iran. The government has essentially has let's say reduced the strength of the internet around Iran, so that you can't get high quality videos out. The internet is slow now, so you can't get anything reasonable.
Even a complete blackout in Tehran tonight.
Yeah,
that they've cut internet service completely off.
That's crazy. So here's a 7-second video that made it out of Iran, showing the Revolutionary Guard, essentially not showing them per se, but you could hear the activity in the background. Now, I was talking with you earlier, and I told you how this reminded me of what happened in Nigeria a few years back, where the military opened fire on unarmed protesters. And it's so there's report upon report. It's horrifying for people to fire, for the military or the police to fire on their own citizens.
Yeah, their own people. They're killing their own people.
So here's another video out there. This is 19 seconds. So I think this is a blackout. Yeah. So this is what happens in the third world. Okay. If you try to implement, there is no freedom of speech anywhere else but in the United States. There is no freedom of speech. Let's see. So the Iranian Revolutionary Guard has opened fire on protesters. What's at the root of the protests? The economy, essentially, of Iran has tanked. Trump has reenacted the sanctions that Biden took off.
And that the Venezuelan oil from going over there.
Yeah. So he's put the chokehold back on Iran that they didn't have before Biden took office. And what happened after Biden took office? He took off the sanctions, and then what followed next? October 7th.
Yep.
So the sanctions are back on. The currency of Iran has plummeted. Businesses are failing in Iran. The people have taken to the streets to protest. And what's the response of the government? Two things. One, they attack the protesters. Two, they're now hinting at restarting the war with Israel.
And they've also declared war on Israel, Europe, and America.
Yeah. So,
hey, I'm all for blowing up their police departments. Go ahead. Strategic airstrikes. Take them out. Then we get to do that.
So if you want the full report on this, please go to Tosi TV. He's been covering it all weekend, and he's still covering it, and he does a great job. His father, he's Iranian by birth, and his father still lives in Iran.
Yes, and they are Christian Iranians.
Yeah. So go over to his channel. You can support him and get more updates on this. We just wanted to, just say, hey, this is going on in Iran. We covered this, I think, 2 days ago, and I asked the question, are there any chances that this is going to essentially cause a regime change from within Iran? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so because I think it was back in 2022 or 23 when the women in Iran were protesting. I don't know if you can recall that. They were protesting, and what happened a few months after that protest? They started the war with Israel.
Yeah.
So what these people do is, in order to distract from the real problems that they have within their countries, they start wars with other countries. That's essentially what they do. And so one of two things will happen. Either there'll really be a regime change from within Iran, or we're going to see them start a new war with Israel.
Or kill a lot of their own people.
Yeah. Intergalactic Wrangler says that sounded like a mix of small arms and rifles.
They said that there were some people that attacked one of the IRGC stations with AK-47s. And what you was hearing was military fire and return fire from AK-47s.
Well, I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds like a false flag. Sounds like a false flag thing to give them permission to attack the protesters.
But there's no proof of that. There's no evidence that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what those enforcers there are using.
Yeah.
As far as weapons.
All right. I want to see what's going on.
I haven't seen anybody in these videos that are carrying a weapon. So there's no evidence of that whatsoever.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to take a look at what's going on in Iran on ground news to see if we have any reports on ground news about the attack on protesters. And
this time the protesters are spread all the way across Iran. It's not just in Tehran that they're having these protests. It's in a lot of their cities.
Yeah. So let's look at ground news. Okay, so let's just take a look at ground news. I want to, because the question is, why are they protesting? And ground news says this. Hold on, what am I looking at? Okay, I need to put this on.
Protests and the Ayatollahs control the country.
Yeah. All right. So, they say that there's a wave of protests in Iran due to the deep inflationary crisis. Currency is plummeting and essential goods becoming increasingly inaccessible. Protests in various locations, regeneration, yada yada yada. Like it's essentially all about the fact that the economy is tanking because of Trump's sanctions. Because whenever they get a bit of prosperity, what do they do with the money? Make the lives of their citizens better?
No, they build their military and buy missiles.
And fund Hezbollah and Hamas. So
and the people in some of the videos I've watched, Lord, there was it was unreal in Tehran because you couldn't see the street for the people in it, and it stretched like miles. And they were all chanting that the prince was returning, was coming back.
Well, the prince has repeatedly said that he is not interested in
He said
ruling.
he would oversee a remaking of the government, but he didn't want to remain in power. That they would need to elect a president.
Oh well.
So, but
Now, people have said, and I'm going to say something that is quite controversial. People have said that democracy doesn't work in the third world. It doesn't work.
Said,
I'm sorry?
my uncle, who served three tours in Vietnam, said the people there were so backward that communism was the only thing that would work with them.
Yeah. So
and I told him, I said, please don't say that.
Yeah, but people don't know how to process the truth when you present it, because democracy or the constitutional republic only worked in the United States because of the uniqueness of the people who got together to say, here's how we want to run our country. Take the documents, the Declaration of Independence, take the Constitution and put it in an African country. Put it in Congo and see what they do with it. You know? So we should...
With America, it's self-governance.
Yeah.
Is what it's based on. It's based on what the people want. And the people of this country have submitted to their representatives the laws they want.
Yeah.
And that started off from the very beginning. That these are the federal laws we want in place.
Yeah.
And then each state gathered their own representatives inside the state to make their laws in reflection of the Constitution and guided by it, not separated from it. But laws governing speed limits, how they would punish people found guilty of a crime. Those kind of things were passed on to the state to decide.
Yeah.
Except in the case of federal cases.
Yeah.
So, and that's what people in third world countries, if you went and you ask them what laws do you want, they probably wouldn't have a clue where to begin at.
Yeah. Intergalactic Wrangler, again, repeating what we've been saying. We are a democratic constitutional republic, not a true democracy. Because democracy essentially is the majority bullying the minority.
Yeah, and we don't do that here.
Yes. So
that's why we have the electoral college.
Yeah.
And that was made for allowing states to have the spread out who has a say to who gets elected.
Yeah.
And it was to keep one concentrated larger state from overriding the whole country.
Yeah.
And we're not getting rid of the electoral college.
No.
Because it would be disastrous.
Once that happens, the United States is over. In fact, there are so many guardrails that were put in place. The fail-safes put in place by the founding fathers was to ensure that the United States essentially doesn't get destroyed by tyrants who just want to run everything and oppress everyone. So
I hope they are haunting the idiots that have tried to destroy it today.
Yeah.
May they have nightmares about it.
Oh, well, most of them are abusing substances already. So, like, for you to make some of the statements that they make in public, they have to be on something, because they have to be on something.
Because they've already scrambled their own brains.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So, we've gone through all of your comments, and Intergalactic Wrangler is in the chat. I think Makheimla, are you still here? Okay, I hope you're still here. Canary King, I'm not sure he's in. He had a very long day at work today. But the idea behind the split of the two segments is to allow us focus on giving commentary, and then on the back end, relaxing and having a conversation in the chat. And this segment can go as long as we need it to, for us to cover everyone's comments in the chat and to have conversations. So that's the general idea. Let's know if you enjoyed this division. If this works, we're going to keep doing it. And if it works for you guys, the audience, we're going to keep it going. And another thing, this is where we can also cover bonus stories. So if there are stories that you feel like we should look into or we should take a look at and talk about, this is where you can bring these stories up. Share the links with us. We watch the stories or read the stories and unpack them and talk about them. Okay, that's what we're trying to do with this segment of the show. Now, credit. This idea was offered up by Intergalactic Wrangler. This is his idea. So that means the success of this idea is on him. The failure of the idea is on me. Okay, but seriously,
I think it's a good idea to try it out, and don't do it just, for 1 or 2 nights. Run with it for about a week.
Yeah, but it already feels right, because the first segment didn't feel like it was being it didn't feel like there were interruptions when we have to talk to the chat and so on. We went through the stories and then came on the back end in this segment to go through the chat. Okay. Now, one of the things that's on my mind is that I want you guys to know that this show is being actively designed by you. You guys let us know what works, because you are the audience. All right. While we're having the conversation this afternoon, Intergalactic Wrangler made a comment, and he said, "Well, I'm just making this suggestion, but what do I know? My channel is this small. I don't have so many followers." And I said to him, the people who buy cars don't say, I don't have an opinion on what cars I like because I don't own a car company. Okay, they don't say that. They are the customer. They are the ones who buy the cars, and the company who makes the cars has to listen to the customer. If the customer doesn't like what they made, the company goes bankrupt.
Yes.
So you guys are the customers. You're the audience. You guys get to say how the show is packaged, how it goes. You get to say if you enjoy it. Do you enjoy the chat? Do you enjoy the exchange? Do you enjoy us bringing you on the show with the call-ins? Do you enjoy all of this? If this works for you, then we're going to keep it. Okay? It's not about what we know. Like, what do I know? I've only been doing this for about a year. Okay?
Good learning curve.
Yeah. So I have someone chatting from Twitch. They said, "Hi, Star Wars Rider. Interesting handle." So hi, thanks for
I
joining the
Star
chat.
Wars writer,
Yeah,
writer.
Star Wars Rider. Intergalactic Wrangler is laughing about what I said about him getting all the credit and me getting all the blame. Look, the customer is always right. Okay, so if this works, it's going to be you guys that got it right, and I'm going to sing your praises to Kingdom Come. If it goes badly, I'll say, well, maybe I didn't execute on the idea properly. So, but but seriously, I think this is going to be a good thing, and the success or failure of this hangs on one thing: the audience loving it. And so, if you guys love it, jump into the chat, let us know your thoughts, contribute to the stories, make suggestions, talk about the weather if you want in the chat. Okay, we
Well,
need to
it's
know.
cold here. It's really cold. We
uh
went down to like 29 tonight, and that's like the other day. It was near 70 on Christmas,
yeah,
which is totally unusual for this area. But we're gonna have a chill effect for the next several days, and then it's supposed to shoot back up the 50s.
yeah,
Hopefully,
hopefully.
hopefully.
So I'm just letting you guys know that's what we're trying to do, and we're going to be back doing this tomorrow. Tomorrow night, yes, I almost forgot. Tomorrow is the 31st.
Right.
Is the last day of the year. Tomorrow night's live stream is going to be focused on us talking about the stories that made the year for us. Okay, our best stories of the year, our worst stories of the year. Okay, and we're going to be starting the live stream earlier. I'll be announcing what time it will be after tomorrow afternoon's live stream, so that we can figure out the best time to start, because I have to be somewhere tomorrow night. It's New Year's Eve. People are doing things. Family has to go somewhere, so I have to take them somewhere. So tomorrow evening's live stream will be earlier. We're going to go through our best stories of the year, our worst stories of the year, our memories. We're going to talk about as much as we can within the live stream. And I want to share that moment with you. You guys have made my year amazing. I have this thing. Okay, so can you guys indulge me? I want to use
Yes.
the washroom, and then I want to show you something, just to show you the journey that I've come through with the channel. Okay, so just give me one moment and I will be right back. Okay, you guys can put your comments in the chat. Tell Patricia how much you guys enjoy the fact that she's back again. Okay, because you guys have missed her. I have. So I'll be right back.
I am moving. Okay, I've got chat up. Wrong one. Still the wrong one. Okay.
All right, so I'm back. I'm just trying to put the other earpiece in. Jeez. Okay, before
I
I
had to
turn.
go see if I can find the thing on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So do that. Let me get this thing. I pinned this to the wall. I have to get it off the wall. So I told Canary Kin about this.
Excuse me,
This
you all. I'm still proving.
No, it's fine. What did I do now? Okay, there it is. So I just need to show you guys this. So, all right, there you go. All right, so look at this, okay? Let's see if I got this. So this is a printout of comments that the audience made on some of my videos, and
Nice.
It's pinned on my wall over there, and it's been there since I think February. Because I would make videos and I would get 10 views, I would get 20 views. It didn't make sense that I kept doing what I was doing, and I needed something to keep me going. And so what I did was I went into the comments section and I got out some of these comments that told me. So the first comment, I don't know, I can't show it to you, so I'm going to read it to you. The first comment said, your videos are perfect just the way they are. I enjoy the content and I enjoy the commentary. This was, then another person said, keep up the good work. They try to erase history that disproves their arguments.
Right.
Then someone else posted, Linda Grace, because she was one of the first people to really get into the comment section on my videos. She says, I love your channel and the footage you find. Thank you. And then we had this was my favorite comment for a long time. Okay, so listen to this. From Hunter 71498. He said, or she said, I don't know if there's a guy or a girl. You made me so mad. Then at the 7 minutes and 33 second mark, I subscribed. The way you feel is how we feel. Okay? F your color, white, black, brown, yellow. If you live here, just love it. That's all we want. USA. So I have these comments pinned on my wall. And what would happen was, on days where I felt discouraged, on days where I felt like why am I doing what I'm doing? I would look at those. I would just take a look at the comments, read them, then sit down in front of the camera and do another video. And that's what I did for months. And then Canary Kin catches me on a random live stream I decided to do on a day when I was home. And then he says to me, why don't you live stream more? And then I began doing daily live streams. And for a long time, it was just Canary Kin in the chat. And then there was Intergalactic Wrangler in the chat. And then there was Heimler in the chat. I remember I remember that chat. He says to me, you're the first person who ever got the pronunciation of my name right. In fact, I have his comments saved as well. And then you got in the chat, Patricia. And and you guys don't know what it does for me to have you guys talk back to me Okay, for months, this is all I had.
You know, when people don't report the truth, when people are kept in the dark about what's going on, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything. And when people get informed and they heed the warnings, they see what's going on, then they are able to back up and say, "Whoa, wait a minute,
Yeah.
we're not doing this way." And that's what it's always taken in America to get things right.
Yeah.
It happened in the first Congress. There was an all-out brawl about abolishing slavery
Mm.
in our first Congress. And that first Congress did get through, finally, the abolishment of African slave trade. And what people didn't never know about that first Congress also was that they put conditions on what slave owners had to provide for the slaves.
Mm.
And these are things that aren't told to people. It's not told in public schools. It's not something that history teaches you
Mm.
in education. It's the hidden factors. And I found out about these, and it was funny because when I was in college and writing 201, um, I had to do a report on a short story about a slave owner who had married a girl that her parentage was unknown and they had a black child.
Mm.
And he had to cast them off because at that time in Louisiana, if you were black, you were
Mm.
automatically sold into slavery.
Oh wow.
And the story, um, the twist in the story was that his father had sent him and his mother to France. And then he went to France and brought his son back.
Mm.
But what you picked up on in the story was his mother was black.
Oh.
And he blamed his wife for the black
Oh.
child because if he hadn't have, he would have been sold into slavery.
Oh boy.
So when you start discovering these things about the slave laws back then, you know, you really get an eye opener and how far America came with changing those things. And it took time to do it. I mean, slavery was installed here for 149 years before America was born.
Yeah.
Then it took us another 70 some years to get rid of it.
Mm.
So when you become more informed about what actually occurred during those times, that's like forever people thought a boat of white men went to Africa and rounded people up.
Yeah.
I said, really? You really think that a small crew on one of those boats marched into Africa and rounded those people up? No, they bought them.
Bless you.
When you learn the truth, then you make good decisions.
Yeah.
And our decisions right now faced in America is mind boggling.
Yeah.
Because our Constitution is being ripped apart. Our country's being divided. It's been divided before and survived. Will it this time? It's like Benjamin Franklin said, we gave them freedom. Now let's see how long they can keep it.
Mm.
And every generation, like Reagan said, is one generation away from losing it.
Yeah.
So you've got to be up. You've got to realize what indoctrination means, how it can be installed in schools. Because if you want to change people and how they think and process things, start with children.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that, when they get older, are going to change it. And that's what they're doing. They started with our children. So your type of newscasting brings those stories to the forefront, gives people the chance to comment on them and put their own feelings forward. And a lot of people even talk about how to get it fixed,
Yeah.
what we need to do to stand up against it. And that's why they're important. That's what makes them, the value of them, off the charts.
Yeah.
Because we've seen what our own news agencies have done to us. You start learning the truth and you're going, what the hey has been going on? And then people get fed up. And I used to hear this all the time. Well, that's the way it's always been. And I was the one who stood up and said, that doesn't mean it has to stay that way.
Yeah.
And people need to get that attitude more.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
They
Because
do.
if they don't, then we are not going to keep this country.
Yeah. And guys watching, if you don't know, I don't live in the United States. I don't. But I believe in the purpose of the United States. I believe in the US Constitution. I'm not subject to the US Constitution, but everyone who understands what a miracle the United States is understands the power of the Constitution.
The day it was born, it became one of the most hated countries in the world by every nation on the face of this earth. Because it was the first time a government had been formed for the people. Period. And it wasn't formed for rulers. It wasn't formed for tyrants. It was formed for we the people.
Yeah.
That's why it worked. That's why we need to protect it.
Yeah.
And they still hate us for it.
They still do.
They still do.
They still do. Intergalactic Wrangler has a bunch of messages in the chat. All right. The bottom line of everything that Patricia and I have said is this: your voice is important. Your voice matters. We try to bring the truth as much as we can find. We don't have a huge budget. I don't live in the United States, but when I see people like Nick Shirley, Cam Higby, and others going out there and risking their lives and their fortunes because they actually spend out of their pockets to make these trips and to do all of this. They take these risks and they break these stories and they let us see what's going on. I feel like it is my responsibility to amplify what they're doing. Now, yes. Amplify it to as much as I can with my small, currently small audience. I feel like my job is to amplify it and give it some additional boost to people who maybe don't have their feed seeing these things, but I get to introduce it to them, say, hey, here's what's going on that you may not know is happening. I see it, and I think it will be important for you to know about it and to make sure that the next time you go to the ballot to vote, you make sure this doesn't keep happening. That's my position on this entire thing. So I hope,
like we was talking about the news reports. I would see something on YouTube, a video about the riots in Portland, and I would switch on the news, and nothing.
Yeah,
nothing. And I'm going, what's going on with this? That they're not reporting it. I mean, every once in a while you'll hear them mention it. especially if an ICE agent is injured and hospitalized.
Mm.
But otherwise, zip, nothing. But they're talking about products that you can buy in the news studio. A whole table set up with them all over it. And I'm going, what? Have they become retailers now?
Well, that's what they are. They run essentially on advertising, and they have to sell stuff to stay on the air. And speaking of selling stuff, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit the bell icon after you subscribe so that you're notified when we go live. And consider supporting us financially with a donation, with a super chat if you're watching live, or with a super thank if you're commenting after the fact. A super thank essentially and a super chat is a donation to the channel. We also have a membership that runs on the main channel. It allows you join a monthly subscription that supports us because we need to keep the lights on. And to be honest, every time you give, it lets me know that you want me to stick around.
Right.
You know, you're like, okay, I need this guy to stay on the air, to stick around. And you know what? Wouldn't it be great to have me be able to travel to the United States to cover some of these stories? Okay, I mean, someday that could happen. All right, so
South Central Kentucky, I will take you to Cracker Barrel.
All right, all right, it's a date.
We'll teach you how to eat gravy and biscuits.
Okay. Alrighty, we will do that. We will do that. So support the channel, and help us out, because do you know what? I talked about this a whole lot this afternoon, but with what's going on with YouTube, okay, we just need to push past all of that, and the only way we can do that is with your support. Invite people who are just like you to watch the channel. Send the videos out there. Donate to the channel. Send your suggestions. Let us know if there are stories that we need to cover, and put your comments in the comment section. And speaking of comments, Intergalactic Wrangler says, he says, we are still chasing that oil tanker. China has started converting some oil tankers to battle boats. So we've been chasing that oil tanker for how many days now? Bless you. For how many days? I thought that oil tanker would have been parked somewhere, by now in Florida or somewhere else.
Full steam ahead. They ain't
Oh boy.
Down.
Seriously.
Oh Lord.
All right. Intergalactic Wrangler says to you, Patricia, glad to see you're doing well.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Now, Intergalactic Wrangler is being naughty, talking about the gentleman you were writing about who had a black child. He says, you're sure he wasn't helping himself to the help?
She was one of his slaves, and he married her.
Okay.
So he made her a legal woman, but he couldn't keep her in Louisiana doing that. So he sent her to France.
Amazing story.
Yeah.
And then he also says slavery has been around since the dawn of man, and I believe will continue on in one fashion or another.
Yeah, they gave it a more modern name now. It's called human trafficking.
Yep.
You can't call it slavery because everybody will get upset about it. Start another war.
It's still slavery. It's still slavery. One of the fallacies that makes my blood boil is the fallacy that the United States created slavery.
It did not. That happened under King George in the colonies before America was ever even thought of.
Yeah. Slavery had been around for millennia. Okay. There was slavery in the Middle East. There was slavery in Europe with Rome. There was slavery
here before in North America before the white man ever set foot on the shore.
Exactly. Because the native Indians had slaves?
Yes, they would attack other tribes, and the survivors would be taken as slaves.
Okay, that's the way the world worked until white men from Europe ended slavery.
Said no more. But
So
then they went to indentured servants, which was the same thing. Those people sold their kids to them to be their servants for a certain period of time until they worked off what was owed for it.
Yeah.
And then they were freed.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Just a fancier word.
Yeah. So, Intergalactic Wrangler, you're right. We've been talking for over an hour now, and I think we should say good night. And tomorrow we're going to be back at noon Eastern. All right. So I'm grateful that we were able to do this. I'm grateful that we were able to have this conversation. I'm grateful that Patricia was able to join us. It's always fun having you on the show, Patricia. Believe me, it's always fun. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're still trying to recover. I was shocked when you told me that you were joining the show. I was like, you're coming, you know. So I'm glad you were able to make it. Thank you so much. We're not going to stretch the conversation longer. You need to rest, and let's know your thoughts on this experiment of ours. Okay, Intergalactic Wrangler, McHeimler, everyone else who's watching. Did we stick the landing on this? Did this work? Did splitting the two parts of the show work for you? Okay, let's know. Maybe send us an email. Okay, you know the email, crossroadsirl@gmail.com. Send us an email. Just let us know your thoughts on what we did. If there are pointers on how we could have improved, let us know. We're going to be improving. Look, I'm going to work hard to make sure that this channel is valuable to you. So in spite of what we're seeing with the Google algorithm messing with the channel, I was telling Patricia that in just a few days, I've lost almost 30 subscribers. In just a few days, we were seven subscribers away from 11,000 subs, and now it's crashed down to almost 30 subscribers away from 11,000 subs. So the so-called algorithm that's being celebrated out there in YouTube land is messing with my channel. And do you know what? I'm not going to let this mess with my happiness. I'm not going to let it mess with my focus. I'm going to keep doing what we're doing. I'm going to keep creating content for you. I'm going to be focused on you, my audience, my fans, my super fans. Canary King,
like Trump said, make it too big
to rig. Yeah, make it too big to rig. So that's all I'm going to be doing from now on. I'm going to be obsessed with serving you, and I hope that in turn,
I'm Google crazy on YouTube because my homepage, they don't know what to send me to look at. I look at so many different things.
And I think that's what most of us are like. You know,
it drives them crazy. I mean, I look at earthquakes and volcanoes and rock hounding and jewelry making and crocheting, and then I watch funny cat videos and human stories. I learned to really enjoy hearing stories told on some YouTube channels. So yeah, and it drives YouTube nuts.
Well, that's awesome. All right, so one more chat by Intergalactic Wrangler. Good night and stay safe, everyone. Good night, Intergalactic Wrangler.
Good night, Intergalactic Wrangler.
All right, so we're gonna say good night. And God bless. This is going to be
but his name reminds me of Han Solo.
True.
I picture him driving a spaceship, being chased by the bad guys.
So Intergalactic Wrangler is one of those guys who just loves everything about aliens, spaceships, space. That is his jam. And he happens to like my show, where I talk about the news.
Yes.
So it's high praise coming. Just him doing that, him being here, is huge high praise. We will continue having these conversations. We'll see tomorrow afternoon, and like I said, tomorrow, think about your best news story for the year and your worst news stories for the year. Tomorrow night we're going to be talking about them, and I do hope that it's as fun as it is in my head. I'm thinking this is going to be fun, but I hope it turns out as much fun as I assume it will be. All right, guys.